welcome back. We hope that you're having a lovely holiday season, and today we're going to be making my famous flan. We've received a lot of comments about how my flan recipe is the best you've ever had, and now we're going to supersize it so you can impress your family. Let's start making our caramel by placing our pan on a medium heat and allowing it to warm up for a good minute. Add 1.5 cups of sugar. Smooth it out, and if any of the little clumps of sugar are in here, just break them down. When you see puddles that are melted, that's where I'll go and start tapping in the sugar. There's certain parts of your burner that burn a lot hotter, so you can also move your pan a little bit.
Are you going to tell us not to walk away and be careful with the burning sugar?
You got it, Cloud. Do not walk away. Be careful with the sugar. It's really hot. This can burn through your skin. It can be really dangerous, so make sure that you're responsible while you're doing this.
We've been making flan for many years and we always remind each other of that.
Yeah. You know, you never know. When I get really, really old, I'm going to need somebody to remind me. So if you're still watching me when I get to that age, you need to remind me, guys.
Thank you, V's Club Junior.
Yes. Right when you see all your sugar melts, your caramel should be really, really hot, so you can go ahead and turn your burner off. Our family personally likes the dark caramel, but if you like it a little bit lighter, I definitely suggest that you melt it at a lower temperature and you're going to get more of a lighter color. And all I'm doing is mixing just slightly to make sure that every part of the sugar is completely melted into a delicious caramel. Today I'm going to be using a roasting pan and a 4-quart bundt pan. So I've shown you before, you can use some other flan molds or just a round one and it works out perfectly. Be very careful when you're pouring. I want you to burn yourself. No se me quemen. And I hope to hear the gentlemen in the comments are going to make this for their lady love. Once you pour it in, just give it a little bit of a whirl to make sure that it gets nice and coated at the bottom. And now we're going to make our custard. You're going to need 10 eggs, so I suggest that you crack them into a different bowl. That way you avoid having any of the eggshells because that's just going to be really gross. You don't want to do that. To your blender, you're going to add 2 12-ounce cans of evaporated milk, 2 14-ounce cans of condensed milk. Make sure to get all of it into the blender. You don't want to leave any of your condensed milk behind. 4 tablespoons of vanilla, and I'm using the Mexican vanilla blend. It's going to add so much flavor to your flan, you're not going to regret it. You'll need 4 cups of heavy whipping cream, but if you find a quart or 32 ounces, just pour it all right in. I'm using a blender that can handle 64 ounces, and as you can see, I'm always pushing it in the kitchen. So I'm just going to pour a little bit into the eggs, and we're going to mix in 2 different batches. Since we're working with a large quantity, I'm going to use a pot to strain all my ingredients in. So I'll just have this right here to the side ready for me to just pour it in. And all we did was blend for a good 30 seconds. And I left a little bit of our cream blend in there so it can blend well with our eggs. Give that a loving mix to make sure that all our ingredients are well combined since we blended it in 2 batches. And now I'm just going to cover our flan with some foil. You're going to pour enough water to reach to the middle part of your flan baking pan. And for reference, you can see the pan's all the way up here and our water is just right there. Now you're going to place your flan in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for 2.5 hours. And after 2.5 hours, you should have a beautiful flan that gives you a stiff jiggle. You see that? That's what you're looking for. So while our flan is hot, I'm going to go ahead and run a knife all through the edge right here. After you run the knife through it, just at the top right here, if you get any of these right here, you want to take them off. It's not that serious, to be honest, when you serve it, but just to be, you know, extra, we're going to take them off. And all that really is that foam on the top. Usually I use a cheesecloth when I'm straining, but I was moving quickly today. It's not a deal breaker. It's going to be equally as delicious. Next, you're going to allow your flan to cool for 30 to 45 minutes. And then after, you're going to place a foil over the top and you're going to place it in your refrigerator for a minimum of 8 hours or until it gets nice and cold for you, which is usually overnight for us. The flan has been in the refrigerator overnight and it's nice and cold and ready for us to flip. Now that our flan is nice and cold, I'm just going to run a knife all through the side. Ooh, it's going to be juicy. Now, whoever wants a taste, I'm gonna need you to say ah. And for those of you that don't want to supersize your flan today, that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the original recipe in the description area for you. That's creamy and perfect. As always, Cloud and I are wishing you the best. We absolutely adore you. We hope you enjoyed making flan with us today. And on that one, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.